Hello everyone, my name is Sando, and welcome back to the third episode on Nerd Herd Den. In the last episode, we were able to completely finish the terraforming for my starter base island way over there, along with get into some shenanigans, but I said after the completion of that terraforming that I was going to take a break from that project just for a little bit, just so that I can stay extremely motivated when I'm working on it. We're gonna be doing some other stuff today. As you can tell by right now, though, I'm in the shopping district currently, and if you can see my inventory, you'll probably be able to guess why. As most of you know, we made an absolute ton of diamonds in the last episode, and to make diamonds in shops, you have to sell stuff. And we were completely sold out in this shop right here, the iron shop. So I went ahead and had an extremely AFK session and got a ton of stock to put in these barrels for people to buy, so that revenue can keep on flowing, so we can get a diamond beacon. That's right, it's still on the agenda, and we're going to get it done as soon as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and stock up this shop, check the other ones for any more sales, and then I'm going to tell you guys what we're doing in today's episode. So this is what we got from the rest of our stores. I'm pretty sure all of these actually came from the wood shop. Nobody's bought any beacons or any shulker boxes in the last little while. But like I said, we are not going to be working on the starter base island over there in today's episode. We're actually going to be starting a completely new project actually over here in the shopping district. Now, another thing that I haven't addressed in a little while, I actually mentioned it in the first episode, was the communal decorating, and unfortunately that is not what I'm talking about doing today either. We're actually going to be opening up a new shop, and normally opening up a new shop wouldn't really require an entire episode, but I feel like this one is going to be a little different because this is not going to be any normal shop. We are going to open up a shop for something that we've been doing quite recently, and it's something that I personally enjoy very much. It is terraforming. We are going to open a terraforming shop right over here in the shopping district, so that any other person on the realm who doesn't really enjoy terraforming as much as I do, or don't think of themselves to be very good at it, which I'm sure most people in this realm are, but I know it's very time consuming, and some people just don't enjoy it as much as I do. But anybody like that who has a big project that they want completed can ask us about it, and we'll get some details, and then we're going to go ahead and be able to do it for them for a certain amount of diamonds. So I think we're going to go ahead and just jump into starting that project. Alright everyone, so I know I said I was going to go ahead and get right to working on the landscaping shop at the end of the last clip, and I am, but there are a couple things that you guys may notice. First of all, I'm actually in creative mode. Second of all, none of this stuff looks very familiar, and that is because I'm actually in a single player testing world of mine. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm the kind of player that if I build something with relatively any complication, I really like building it in creative first, at least a brief portion of it, to give myself an idea of what I want to do. And that's just because it helps me with the palettes, it helps me with the general shape, get the general scale figured out. It just helps me visualize things in my mind a lot better, so that the end project doesn't take me as long to build overall. I know it may seem kind of weird, you build the same thing twice, but it helps me from making mistakes in survival. So what we have going on right here is actually, I mean, it may not look like much, but it is actually the general idea for the landscaping shop. Now, I have seen several YouTubers build landscaping shops before, and I'm going to use a lot of inspiration from a certain YouTuber, Good Times with Scar. I'm sure most of you who are watching this video are familiar with someone like him. But he made a terraforming shop in Season 6 of Hermitcraft, and I'm going to take a little bit of inspiration from something like that, the general idea. And what he did was he had a giant circle, which is what we're going to do, and he had little biomes all over it that were kind of like representative of his terraforming capabilities and stuff like that, and they would give people ideas for what they may want in their builds. And that was a genius idea, so I thought we would take it, modify it a little bit for our realm, and then implement it in our own personal little way. So what I have going on right here is an icy mountain, and it's going to be, like I said, surrounded by a giant circle. I've got a quarter of it dug out. It's actually probably going to extend a few more blocks in every direction, make the radius a little bit larger. But we're going to have, I don't know if it's going to be if I'm going to do 4 biomes, section it into quarters, or if it's going to be more. It will be at least 4 for sure. But I'm going to section this circle off and build multiple biomes in the area to give, like I said, customers a kind of an example of what I'm capable of, just so they're like, I don't really know if I want to spend my diamonds on this guy. I mean, I'm going to have to trust him. I don't know what he's going to do. I just want these people to, first of all, have some ideas for what they want, and second of all, have some faith in me. So giving them an example of what I can do is an excellent way to do that. So I've got the general idea right here. The next big thing that we need to figure out is what biomes are going to be implemented. So like I said, I have at least 4 right now that I'm going to do, and these are what I've thought of so far. All of these are subject to change. Actually, I could really use your help on coming up with some of these. Some of these are pretty creative. Some of them are pretty necessary. Like this one right here, the typical. I think it would be really nice to just have a typical landscape like I've done on my starter base island. Just so for people who want some normal landscaping, I want them to have an idea of what that would look like. And then I'm also going to have some crazier biomes. But I could really use your guys' suggestions in the comments below for some additional biomes. Like I said, nothing in this project is permanent ever, not even once we're done. So if you guys come up with an absolutely crazy biome to put in this thing, even if we're completely done at the end of this episode, which we may not be, this is a pretty big one. But even if we are completely done, I will still take all of your submissions into consideration, because you guys are much smarter than me. So I'm sure you guys can come up with something good. But like I said, I've got a typical biome with oak trees, custom oak trees, of course. I'm not just gonna slap down some saplings and bone meal them. I mean, these trees right here, they've been in the game a long time. The game's pretty old, so they're a bit dated. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna do that biome, some volcanic areas, which I think are gonna look really good with the inclusion of blackstone and basalt and stuff like that. A dead forest or a dead plains biome, which I've actually built a small sample over there. I'm not going to get too close. I want you guys to be a little bit impressed, a little bit surprised when I get it built on the survival world. And a beach, which is pretty self-explanatory. I've actually built it over here. I built all of this for a screenshot for the channel that I actually never ended up using. So yeah, that's just an example for how much work goes into stuff that you guys don't actually get to see. But yeah. So these are the 4 biomes as of right now. I may change my mind halfway through. I may change my mind in 5 minutes. I'm not really sure. I am pretty set on the ice mountain and the giant circle though, and that is all I need to know to go ahead and get working in the realm. So I'm going to go ahead and collect some resources, because this one is going to take quite a bit, and I will see you guys after that. And we are back from resource collecting. This is what we've got so far. We've got some clay, dark oak logs and snow blocks in our inventory, along with plenty of stone and some log types and leaves for the trees. We've got plenty of other stuff that's going to go into these builds as well, but I actually had most of it chilling in my inner chest. The next biggest question that we have, really the only one left before we start building, is where. So, I mean, this is a pretty big shopping district already, but this thing right here is going to be pretty massive. Especially compared to any other building that's here as of yet, and we don't really want to like dominate the entire. We don't want to dominate the entire area and block somebody else's build or anything like that. So I'm probably going to go into spectator mode and check out the possible locations. This spruce tree right there is a possible center point, but like I said, I'm going to look at all of our options and then get back with you guys. Alright, so I've been giving the placement of the landscaping shop quite a bit of thought. My number one concern is I feel like wherever we place this is kind of going to be the area toward which new shops shift. So as you can see, this is the old area, the original area where shops have been being built for a long time, but it is getting a little crowded and shops are slowly moving out. This one right here, for example, Panda Girl set up just a couple days ago in this giant area that is cleared for the shopping district. That is the reason all of this place is cleared for new shops. It's very encouraged for people to build any kind of shop that they want, because it's very encouraged for the economy to be very active. So I feel like wherever we put the landscaping shop is kind of going to be the next direction that the shopping district is going to evolve. So I do think that this place right here is a very good center point. It's also going to look very good on the map. And it'll also possibly be seen from my base if those chunks are loaded in at some times. But yeah, I do think that this is going to be the best location in the shopping district for our new shop. So I think we need to go ahead, get a place set up with all of our shulker boxes and ender chests and stuff like that, and go ahead and start this project because it ain't going to build itself. Let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. Alright guys, so it's something like 5 minutes later, and this is what we got. I know, I've been doing a lot of progress updates lately, and out of all of them, this one's probably the least deserved. I mean, I barely got anything done or whatever. I mean, like I said, it only took about 5 minutes or something like that. But I did think it was important to tell you guys that we got this done, so we can now get to the actual work. Let's go ahead and start working on that mountain. And we are back from that absolute beast of a time lapse. I ended up spending 6 hours on this stone framework alone. It's actually been a lot longer than that since the last clip. I went and chopped some wood for God Construct and went and looked at a couple pieces base progress. And just some stuff like that. I ran some errands for a couple other members of the server, trying to get some more diamonds. You know, we're still trying to get that diamond beacon as soon as possible. But yeah, 6 hours alone on the stonework, and this is what we got right here. And honestly, if I'm being completely real with myself, I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is kind of looking like a giant blob. It really is. And, you know, thinking about myself spending 6 hours on this and thinking, yeah, it's a big blob, is kind of hurting my soul right now a little bit. But the thing about it is, this is just the stone framework. I mean, right now, the most exciting details we have on this entire thing are, you know, that torch right there and that dirt and, you know, a couple of the pieces like that all over the floor. That's the most exciting detailing we've got on the entire thing, and this is nowhere what the finished project is supposed to look like. We just need to go ahead and beautificate it a little bit. We need to get that snowy peak on the top. We need to get some grass in on these paths, and then obviously we need to fill this giant dish, which is what I'm probably going to be continuing to refer this thing as, because that's really what it is. It's an absolutely massive dish. Giant satellite, telescope, something like that. We need to fill these quarters with biomes. That's the overall part of this project, and we haven't done it yet. And, you know, no wonder it doesn't look exceptionally beautiful. So I think we need to go ahead and finish this mountain up and the rest of this stonework by adding the snow and the andesite and cobblestone. And then we can get into the real, you know, meat of this project and put the biomes in and make ourselves proud to say that this is our build and say that it represents our terraforming capabilities. So I think we need to go ahead and get this thing moving along. Alright, so when it turns out I was collecting snow, this is all I actually got. The funny thing is that amount of snow might have actually been enough for the hill that or the mountain that we initially planned on building. But since I more than doubled it and added a couple little extra peaks, we're going to have to go get some more resources, exceptionally more than I thought. That right there is a stack and a half of snow blocks. I mean, it really doesn't look like it, but they're all mixed in up there. And yeah, we're probably going to have to get 2 or 3 times that to get the satisfactory amount of snow. So I just thought I'd mention that because that is honestly how much bigger this project is than the one that we saw in the creative testing world. This like I said is an absolute monster of a build. It really is. So it is once again a little while later from the last clip, and we are being joined by Panda Girl right now to look at our build, which is this far along. I've got the snow in and the clay right up there in all of the caps and the white concrete to add a little texture. I really like the inclusion of the clay right there. I was talking to Butter Warrior, and he said that he thought it made it look like some cold frozen rock, or maybe that was God Construct, I'm not sure. And as you can tell as well, we do have all of the rock detailing done on the exterior of the mountain and one of the quarters of the dish over here. Now, like I just said, I only got one of said quarters done, and that is because of a couple reasons. One being this section right here, I don't actually know what I'm going to do with this one, so putting the stone detailing there might be a little useless later on. But 2 is, this is just a really big project, and I don't know what I was thinking at the beginning of this episode when I was thinking that maybe we could get this entire thing done just in today's episode, but that is definitely not going to be the case, unfortunately. But that also is kind of fortunate because it gives us a little bit longer to relish in the actual working on this project, because like I've told you guys a couple times, I really do enjoy working on terraforming, and it's something I consider myself to be at least decent at. And the longer we stretch this project, the longer we get to work on it. In some ways, I could see that's a little bit good. But the other reason that I want to get this thing done for this episode is actually because I'm running a little low on time, and we have another project to do today. And honestly, I don't think I've given any hints to what this is, but it is actually to get ourselves a new friend. That's right, I want to get ourselves a pet to have with us on the realm at all times. Now, I know you may be thinking, Sando, what about all of those pets that we have on the small island over there? We've got 5 or 6 dogs. We've got a cat, and I mean, those are all great, but I kind of thought maybe we could get something a little more unique, a little more special and interesting looking to have follow us around all day and have other people comment like, wow, that's kind of different, or something like that. You know, I just kind of wanted to be a little different from the norm, which is of course getting a dog or a cat or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on the move, get this stuff picked up and get on the road to go to the location where we need to get said pet. And I'm not actually going to tell you what it is right away. I want to see how fast you can guess what we're actually going to get. It may be in the thumbnail of this video, I'm not sure, but if you don't know as of right now, I want to see how long it takes you to figure it out. So let's go ahead and get that done. Alright guys, we are on our way to get this pet, and there are a couple clues in my hotbar to make it a little easier for you guys to guess what we are actually going to get. And I know most of you have played this game before, and you're probably like, oh, I think I know. But I think you may still be surprised on what we're going to get as a pet, to be honest. I really do. So let's go ahead and get all the way to where we need to go ahead and get ourselves a pet. Alright guys, here we are as the sun sets, the perfect time to get our pet, which is, of course, a fox. Yep, that's right. Those who guessed a fox are actually wrong, because we are not going to get any normal fox. We are in the snowy taiga biome, and that is because I want a special kind of fox. That's right, I want to get a Arctic fox, and that is because I think that they look absolutely amazing. A normal fox does as well, but I feel like an Arctic fox is just a little more rare, and I'm very excited to see, one, how long it's actually going to take for us to get this, and 2, if we're actually going to survive the night, because I think it's going to get a little dangerous. But I've got some leads on my hot bar. I've got some sweet berries to tame one if we find one. I've got hitboxes on to where we can see everything that's spawning. And I think we should just go ahead and walk around a little while and hopefully try to survive and try and find ourselves an Arctic fox. I just saw one, guys. That's it. That's one right there. Come on, we can do it. We can get it. Yes! Yes! We have got one. Oh, don't run. That is right, guys. We have got the first Arctic fox. I've run around for a little while, and we finally got him. I don't know if he's bred, actually. I don't know completely how that works. I think we have to get 2 and then breed them together to get a real tamed one. I'm not sure, but we're gonna go ahead and get another one just to be safe. I really hope he doesn't get sniped by any mobs. Uh-oh. We've lost him. We've lost him. Aw, man. Well, we're gonna go ahead and find him and hopefully get another one as well. And I'll see you guys then, if I don't die. Well, as the sun is rising over there, it turns out we were only able to get... What? What? I've been looking around all night. I got this one at the beginning of the night, and there was only one in this hole, I swear. And that... I don't know how this has happened. Do single foxes attract others? I mean... This is awesome. This is great. I only had 1 fox in here, and now we've got 4. That's awesome. And I've also got arrows all over me, or at least I did a few minutes ago. That's amazing. I did not know that that would happen. We got extremely lucky, and look, they're going to sleep right now. The adults are laying down every now and then because they're underneath this tree, and it is daytime, which is why we're here at dark, by the way. For those of you who didn't know, why I was trekking through the mobs, it's actually because these guys are nocturnal, and they're a lot easier to find in the day, or in the night, sorry, because they're sleeping during the day. That is amazing. We have now got 4 Arctic foxes, so we can go ahead and get one bred up. Here, I can go ahead and turn off hitboxes. We can go ahead and get one bred up for us to have as a pet. This is great. Alright, I'm pretty sure this is our guy. I just bred these guys up, and we've got a fox shoved over here in the corner. He's currently sleeping inside of a dirt block, but I'm pretty sure that is our guy. I'm gonna leave these guys in this hole for a little while longer because oh no, mate. Stay in the hole. Stay in the hole. Well, we got one. I can't believe I did that. All right, let's go chase him down. And we got him back. I can't believe I did that. I'm not going to make that decision or that mistake again, for sure. That about gave me a heart attack when they all started jumping out all over the place, which I don't know why I didn't think that they wouldn't, would do that, because they are naturally scared of me. But, yeah, we've got 4 in here right now. I did breed one up, but I don't even know if it's still one of the ones in here. So I'm going to have to go ahead and wait till one of these grows up so I can breed them up and get us a pet. I will see you guys then, because I have absolutely no idea how long this is going to take. Alright guys, so you may be wondering why I am here in the nether, and that is because I may have made a slight miscalculation. It turns out that foxes, Arctic or not, are not actually capable of following the player. I mean, you can put a lead on them, but they're not really able to teleport to the player like a fox or a cat is, and that is going to be a bit of a problem considering the Arctic taiga that I got those foxes in is like 3,000 blocks away from my actual base. Yep. So we are going to have to do this a little bit interestingly. I'm not giving up, however, on the fact that I want Arctic foxes. I still want to have some Arctic foxes as pets, even if they aren't actually going to be able to follow us to every single project. But I am sure that I want some Arctic foxes. even though, like I said, they may not be able to follow us everywhere. We're going to have them. And the way to do that is we need to bring them through the nether. And that is why I have made this portal right here. This should hopefully go through to somewhere nearby the foxes that we have found. Oh, I recognize this. There we are. Look at that right there. That is a bit of a bummer that they can't follow us everywhere that I want to go, but at least we got at least we can still have some foxes as pets. Oh, let me grab you, buddy. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab all of these guys and take them through the portal and go back to my base. Alright, we are on our way. Let's hope everything goes well. This isn't an extremely long tunnel, but it is also not the safest. I made it extremely quickly because it's probably going to be in a one-time use. But let's hope that we can get them there all in one piece. Alright guys, after significantly more effort than I was initially believing that would be as well, we have got ourselves a few Arctic foxes. Now, I am slightly disappointed that, like I said, these guys are not going to be able to follow us everywhere and, you know, be like a normal pet, like a dog or a cat. But I do think that they're still very unique looking, and I think that they're really cool. So I do still want them to be sticking around this area right here, especially since this place kind of has like a, I don't know, maybe a Nordic Viking-esque vibe, and these guys belong in the see, that guy just grew up right in front of our eyes, and these guys belong in the cold. I think that they're gonna fit exceptionally well, and I am pleased with the fact that we went and got them, even if, like I said, they're not gonna be following us to every single project. That's okay. I'm still glad that we got them, and I am extremely glad that we got as much progress done on that terraforming shop as we did. That was an absolutely phenomenal project. Just in today's episode, I actually probably put in about 8 hours just on building the terraforming, including the hole, and I'm really pleased with the way it's coming along, and we'll definitely be continuing that project in the next episode. But until then, guys, if you like this video, leave it a like, and if you really liked it, the subscribe button is always down there at the bottom. This has been Sando, and I will see you guys in the next one.